What's up guys, it's Hunter Nardozzi, and today I'm going to be showing you what I pack for a season in Montana. Alright, so here is an essential. We have brush pants that aren't going to have stickers get caught up on them. They're really bad out there, so it helps when you don't have to pick them out all day. And then you can also walk your clients through some prickers, so it's a win-win. I got a pair of Sitka ones, and then these are actually my favorite. I have a pair of Kuyu. They have tie-ins for your boots, so they're actually really nice. And they're an early season thing. They're not real heavy, but you can always throw a pair of long johns on underneath. For a real early season, like when I first get out there, first week of archery, it's usually like 90 degrees during the day. It's really hot. So these are a nice light Sitka pant, easy to hike in. You know, you don't get super hot, but I don't like them as much because the prickers and briars get caught up on them. And this is a late season pant. This is a thicker pant from Kuyu. It's fleece lined inside. This is pretty much the perfect layer once you hit late October out there, because you can throw long johns on underneath it, but you don't want to go too hot. You don't want something really thick. It gets really hot when you're hiking. So most of the time with elk hunting, we're moving a lot unless you're sitting, but if you're sitting, bring some hand warmers. For base layers, I have I don't even think they make them anymore, but these are a Sitka. They're the lightest base layer they make. I think they're a 150 or 250 merino. I pretty much always will have these in my pack, even if I'm not wearing them. Because when you sit there for a while, it gets really cold. And so I have the bottoms in, I have the top, and the top's actually a really nice like early October layer because it zips down pretty far. So you can make it breathe, but also it's not gonna make you overheat. For rain suit, I have just a normal Sitka rain gear. I can't say I wear the pants too often, mainly because I don't mind my pants being wet, but also they're super loud. But it's always nice to have them, always nice to be able to throw them under a layer or use them to cover camera gear or something like that. And then same thing for the top. I have this Sitka top, but also I have a Kuyu Storm Shell, which I prefer more. It's a little bit more breathable. Under the armpits has zippers and stuff. So just depends on what I'm feeling for that day. Real early season, I either do this, it's like a dry fit material, and literally just something that I can roll the sleeves up, throw on. It's also a good bug shield because the bugs are pretty bad out there, especially when you're kind of in the low country. So I have a short sleeve and a long sleeve version. Just something simple, and I can even just wear it around camp if I want something comfortable. One layer that I really like, this is a down layer. Down is amazing out there because it's super light, super packable. You can pack the whole thing into the hood and just throw it in the bottom of your backpack. But it's also really warm. So this combined with a windbreaker vest is key. For mid-October to mid-November layers, layering is key. You want to have stuff that you can take on and throw off, whether you're sitting there or you're going to go on a long hike. So this is just a super light, but it's a windbreaker from Sitka. I wish I knew all the names of this stuff, I don't. But this is pretty much something I wear every single day. It's super nice, super easy to take off and throw in your backpack. This is the Jetstream vest. I do know the name of this because this is literally my favorite piece of clothing that I bring out there. It's perfect for layering, and it's also a windbreaker, so I can wear something where I can roll the sleeves up and kind of breathe a little bit. But this thing is a lifesaver because I got back last year after the season was over, and I was literally windburned for 3 weeks. So this helps the wind not cut through you, because that's really what the worst part is out there. Is it might be 40 degrees, but the wind chill makes it 20. So that's an essential Jetstream vest. All right, so now for late season stuff. Again, a lot of layering involved, so stuff we already covered is involved. But this is a vest. It's First Light. I'm not the biggest fan because it's super big, but it's a really good windbreaker, and it helps you kind of keep from having a ton of layers. You can trade a layer out for this vest, and it's orange, so that covers your requirement. And then this is an essential for when you're doing long sits, just waiting for elk to come out, or if you're in the wind and it's like blizzarding. This is the Fanatic vest from Sitka. This thing is so warm, but it's also super heavy, so you got to be particular about when you bring it out. Now for the miscellaneous stuff. So different weight of hats. This is like a nice early antelope or something like that. And then I've got this, which is the Sitka windbreaker hat, way warmer. Neck gaiter, an essential. I always get cold through my hands and my head, so that's kind of stinks because it's like the hardest place to layer. But these are Sitka mitten gloves, and you can put hand warmers inside the mitten part. They're really nice. They're a nice heavy weight. And then these are a lighter glove that I'll use if it's not super, super cold, but it's still pretty windy. Still use your phone with them. And then extra orange vests if clients don't bring them, or if it's unreasonably hot and I don't need the really thick one. All right, boots. These are the most essential purchase for when you head west. I'm a big fan. These are the Crispy Upland Pros. I put a lot of miles on these. They hold up really well, but they're also nice and light. I think they're a sole stiffness too, so you've got a good middle ground. We're not super, super high where I'm at for my elk and antelope and mule deer. And then as far as my winter boot goes, this is a Cabela Zone. I get lazy late into the season, so I've got the BOA system instead of laces. It's just because I have all my heavy stuff on and I don't feel like tying my shoes. But these are not as nice. Most of the time I'll go with the Crispies and I'll just do a nice thick merino wool sock instead. These are if I know I'm gonna be sitting for a while. These are 1,000 thin slit, so they are pretty warm and your feet will get really hot in them. This is probably a boot I wear 90% of the time. On the off chance that it's super, super, super cold, I'll wear these with a thick sock, but then we're not gonna be hiking. All right, some more miscellaneous stuff. These are gaiters. Really, any gaiter will do. These are just a nice and light one. These are nice for if your pants don't have a boot tie-in, especially early season. You're hunting around a lot of wallows, a lot of water. So it's nice to not have to wear a heavy rubber boot that is hard to hike in and gives you blisters and stuff. Like I said, any of them will do. These ones are First Light. I've got no good or bad things to say about them. And then my bino harness. This is an essential. You wear this every single day. My everyday binos that I run, they're Vortex Ultra HD 10x42s. These things are beasts. They are super, super high quality and clear, but they're also not too zoomed in where you can't see something close, can't tell points, or can't tell how many elk are in a herd. Rangefinder. I always have a rangefinder for my clients, and I'll shout out the ranges if I'm right there with them. Well, not shout them out, but whisper it. This is a loophole. They don't make it anymore. And the only reason I like it is because it's bright orange, so if you drop it, you're not gonna lose it. Another sneaky essential is chapstick. My lips are always chapped out there, always windburned, and it's miserable. That will ruin my day if my lips are chapped. So I've always got like 3 or 4 things of chapstick on me at all times. And the bottom here, this is just like a first aid kit from Marsupial. It's got a tourniquet, it's got first aid stuff in there. It's always good to have that stuff on you, especially when you're out in the back country. You never know what'll happen. And then the other side here, I'll usually keep a headlamp in my calls. So black diamond rechargeable headlamp is usually what I'll run. And then I keep my elk calls in here, just mouth calls. And then I do keep a cow call on this side. It's a little bit louder, just a cheap cow call. And then licenses will fit in the back. Always had to have your license on you. Always got a Sharpie on me, fill out tags. And then a knife I wear in my pants. I'll just wear it in like a cargo pocket or something. I don't like having it on my bino harness just in case you take a fall or something, an accident were to happen. But yeah, Marsupial bino harness, I've been really happy with it. It's not super, super heavy on your shoulders. I've used other ones before. I'm not saying this one's perfect, but it's damn near. All right, so for glass, besides my everyday binos, this is my spotting stuff. This will be afternoons with the clients trying to find stuff. We don't have something from the day before, or when clients get in, or when clients aren't there and we're just scouting. So these are Swarovski. These are EL 12x50s. These things are so clear and they are beasts. And also Swarovski has the best warranty. They'll fix anything, and usually it's no questions asked. These are great. They're a little hard to keep steady. I have been looking into those SIG ones that they make, but it's a big price tag for something I won't use all year. And I have this. This is a Swarovski spotting scope. It's nice because it's the dual eye cup, so you're not fighting with eye relief. And this one is normally a 70X, but I have an extender on there, so it actually is a 120. But this thing is so nice, it's so clear, you can literally see the craters of the moon with it. I use it every single day when we're out there. Only thing is it's pretty large, it's pretty heavy. I keep it on just a monopod with a fluid head. It's a little too heavy for a window mount, which kind of stinks, but I make do. All right, so for a backpack, I'm still trying to find a good one. This is what I'm running currently. It's an Osseo gear, and I run a 3-liter hydration bladder in it. I can't say I'm in love with it. It's got like a mini frame in it, so it's nothing crazy. We have pack frames out there that we use. I don't bring one. This has enough storage, like, again, no complaints really, but it's so tough to find a good backpack. My bugle tube goes here. I keep knives and stuff in here, so I make it work. If you guys have any good recommendations for backpacks out there that are mini frames, that they're a little bit easier to carry stuff, do let me know, because I'm still looking for a good one. All right, here's the Jackery setup I run. I have 2 because I'm a freak, but this is my little Jackery 300 Plus. I do my phones and headlamps off of this, and this is because it can't be charged off solar. I don't know why. They should have just added a solar charger, but I can charge it off my truck or bring it into town while I'm doing laundry and charge it, and it'll charge my phones for the whole week, whole 2 weeks. This is the big boy. This will run the Starlink. It'll run pretty much anything you need it to. I charge power banks off of it. If people need, I charge my laptop off of it when I edit videos, and it runs a Starlink. It runs just off a USB-C cable, which is the secret. Don't run it off the AC power because that draws way more power. So 100-watt plug, and you do the USB-C cable, it'll keep the Starlink going for as long as you need. And it's got 2 solar panel inputs, which is great. So I just run those right outside my room, and it's charging all day long. I mean, it's really never that cloudy in Montana where it's not gonna charge, and even if it does, I think this thing will run like a fridge for 10 hours, so. Bear spray. We don't have grizzlies there, but I always bring some out, always have it on me. Extra headlamp. This one's nice. This one's from Apex. It's USB-C rechargeable, which is one of my favorite features about it, so you don't have to fight with batteries. But it's cool because you can pull it off the mount, and it's really nice to be able to have stuff that you can recharge. Hamper, we only go into town once or twice a month to do laundry, so it's nice so stuff can add up. These are Jackery cables. I'll show you guys those in a second. This is the essential right here, Starlink Mini. This thing is a freaking lifesaver to download maps, be able to contact people. I run it off of my Jackery 1000. I get about 30 hours, but I have the solar panel kit. I have 2 200-watt solar panels, and those things are freaking lifesavers because you can keep that thing running 24/7. Makes all the clients happy in camp, makes all the other guides happy. It's nice. It brings a little bit of a touch of home when you're living out there. All right, so for knives, I have some knives out there, like just cheap fillet knives and stuff for when we're like deboning meat and stuff like that. But this is the knife I carry on me at all times. It's just a simple razor's edge, replaceable blades, which makes it nice. Gut hook, and then I always got like 4 or 5 blades on me. They're easy to get. And I just keep this in my pack usually. And then as far as knives that I'll keep at camp for when we're skinning them out, if we're doing mounts and stuff, this is just a Benchmade Skinner pack out knife. The nice big blade allows you to get around bones and stuff and not be worried about bending or breaking your knife. And this is one that I actually won at an RMAF banquet, but it's a nice little tiny knife. It helps you when you're trying to do Euro mounts and stuff and prep skulls, get around the horns and in the eyes and stuff. So it's nice and easy to use, and it also can go on your belt. So usually I'll carry this one on my belt too, even if I have this one. All right, so for calls, pretty much as simple as you can get. Just a normal bugle tube. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need the Bo Brooks one that costs $300. And then for mouth calls, I have, these are Phelps mouth calls. I kind of just grab variety packs and then figure out what I like the sound of that week. They're nice, easy, pretty cheap, and then you can get a guide discount on them too, or they're always on sale. And I'll just keep these on me at all times, and sometimes you like the sound of one, sometimes you don't. And then I always have like a little hoochie mama on me. Just a nice and easy, simple, in case I need to be, I can keep my hands in my pockets and still use it at the same time. So it makes it nice in case you're surrounded by elk and I forgot to put a mouth call in, or I don't want to have the bugle tube out and everything. All right, so these are just more miscellaneous essentials. Batteries, of course, can never have enough. As you can see, I need to get a new pack of AAAs. Go through them a lot with headlamps, especially with the cold. It's insane how fast you go through batteries. This is baby powder. I don't use it for what you think I use it for. I use it for a wind checker. So it's just nice to get a nice big container of it, not be worried about it. I tried to order unscented on Amazon and they sent me like this one. It smells like honey. But I figure if the elk are gonna smell it, then you're already upwind anyways. So, you know, you're kind of screwed. Another essential is hot hands. Don't cheap out and get the cheap ones. Buy nice, expensive hot hands. It's a pain in the butt and they're super pricey, but they're so worth it. They last for a while. I've made many mistakes of buying the cheap ones and then you're out there and you're freezing your butt off. All right, these are probably my favorite, most important pieces of clothing. This is the Sitka Ambient 75 hoodie. And I'm not sponsored by Sitka when I say any of this stuff. I just really like it. This thing's super nice because up top you've got the ambient fleece that's also kind of a windbreaker, but then down the bottom it's super breathable, nice and light, just like a waffle knit. This thing is perfect for like 40 to 60 degrees, which is probably our average temperature that when we're out there for the majority of the season. And the hood is super, super nice. It keeps your ears warm. My ears get so cold. And then same thing, this is just the full length version of it. So it's the ambient all the way through. It's not the waffle knit. And these things, sometimes I'll even layer them together. And it's just, they're so nice. I have zero complaints about them. And that this is just a, it's kind of like a mini down type of thing. But usually I'll do this brown one with this over top, and that's warm enough for 90% of the days you have out there. These are the socks I was talking about. As you can see, you can never have too many. So I've got heavyweight, you know, late season socks. These are lightweight, different brands. I got Darn Toughs, I have Sitka, I have First Light. Just whatever is merino wool is the key. Merino wool. Cotton kills, remember that. So merino wool wicks moisture. It'll keep your feet nice, no blisters. Blisters are the worst. So I bring a bunch of pairs of socks and a bunch of pairs of like dry fit underwear, stuff that'll dry out pretty quick. And I bring a lot of them because I don't want to have to, if something rips, or I don't want to have to worry about going to the store. I want to make sure I'm good for the season. I'm also kind of anal about that stuff, so I want to make sure that I'm covered. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it. Obviously, there's some miscellaneous stuff that I probably forgot, like my toothbrush and wet wipes. Those are an essential, you know, for a mountain shower. But if you guys have any questions about gear or need any recommendations, make sure you hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Instagram at Hunter Nardozzi. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully, I'll have some hot, fresh, nice elk content coming at you soon.